Hold up, you thought the internet had reached peak chaos? Think again. Because Jason Lee, the self-crowned king of celebrity tea and professional pot stirrer of Hollywood Unlocked, just went full nuclear mode on Chrisean Rock after JRB's private health info hit the internet. And baby, when Jason Lee calls you out, you know it's not a casual sip, it's a boiling pot of shade served on live TV with a side of ego and microphone feedback. This isn't just another day in Zeus Network drama, this is Hollywood-level betrayal. Reports say Jason felt personally disgusted by the leak, claiming Chrisean's team is using JRB's pain for clicks. He didn't just throw shade, he built a whole forest. And you already know Chrisean didn't take that quietly. The same woman who can turn a podcast mic into a courtroom grabbed her phone, hit record, and unleashed fury like a rapper with a grudge and no NDA. Now the internet's divided, Team Jason vs. Team Rock. Screenshots flying, influencers picking sides, and Zeus execs allegedly pacing like, "This is ratings gold. You think you've seen messy? Oh no. This isn't messy, this is biblical. Buckle up, because what Jason Lee said might just set the internet and Chrisean's career on fire. To understand this digital detonation, you have to rewind the clock about 48 hours to the moment the internet's favorite livewire, Chrisean Rock, unknowingly became the center of yet another viral nightmare. It started simple. Fans noticed that certain private details about baby JRB's health began circulating on gossip forums, the kind of details that should have stayed locked tighter than Blueface's lawyer's lips. At first, people brushed it off as typical rumor mill nonsense. But then receipts started popping up, screenshots, alleged records, snippets of messages that had leak written all over them, and when something like that hits the algorithm, it spreads faster than a Zeuscast brawl. Within hours, Chrisean baby leak was trending across platforms. Everyone from fan accounts to shady blogs with names like The Celebrity was dissecting every blurry screenshot like it was evidence from the OJA trial. Even worse, some fans began spinning conspiracies that Chrisean herself leaked the info for sympathy clout. Cue Jason Lee, Hollywood's self-proclaimed truth dealer. The man who's built an empire off other people's meltdowns decided it was his patriotic duty to step in not with a whisper, but with a sermon. He fired up his Hollywood Unlocked live feed like he was addressing Congress. "This right here," he said, waving his phone like a subpoena. "This is what happens when you turn tragedy into traffic. That baby didn't ask for this. That baby's medical info didn't need to be anyone's trending topic." Boom. Explosion. Clip everywhere. The internet collectively screamed, did Jason Lee just check Chrisean Rock on live air? Of course, Jason wasn't done. He kept going like a preacher who finally found his favorite verse. "Let me tell you something," he continued, voice rising with that signature blend of drama and shade. "Y'all play too much with people's pain. If Chrisean Rock wants to be famous, fine, but dragging a child into it? Nah, that's where I draw the line." Within minutes, that rant was clipped, remixed, subtitled, and turned into 100 TikTok edits. Some called him brave, others called him messy for profit. Because let's be real, Jason Lee calling someone clout-hungry is like Gordon Ramsay calling someone too dramatic in the kitchen. The hypocrisy was delicious. Meanwhile, Chrisean's fans weren't having it. They flooded the comments like digital stormtroopers, defending her with the kind of passion you only see at a Beyonce concert. One viral comment read, "Jason Lee acting like TMZ didn't raise him. The audacity is audacitying." Another said, "Jason Lee talking about privacy is like a pickpocket preaching about pockets. Brutal." But here's the twist, Jason wasn't entirely wrong. Word behind the scenes was that the leak did come from someone close to Chrisean's circle. And you know Jason, he doesn't speak unless he's holding exclusive info. Allegedly, someone from his team claimed they received confirmation that the leak originated from a Rock-affiliated device. Translation: he basically accused Chrisean's camp of being their own worst enemy, and that's when all hell broke loose. Chrisean went live faster than you can say. Zeus reunion uncut. Hair tied up, hoodie on, eyes blazing. Jason Lee, "Shut yo big gossip mouth up," she yelled straight into the camera. You don't know me, you don't know my son, and you definitely don't know what the F you talking about. That clip alone racked up 1 million views in 10 minutes. She wasn't reading off a script, she was swinging with every syllable. You talk about me using my baby for clout? Boy, you've been eating off people's pain since Instagram had filters. Don't come for me, Jason, unless you want your own tea poured, and baby, I got receipts. The internet gasped collectively and then applauded. It was pure Chrisean. Raw, unfiltered, explosive. Jason's mentions turned into a digital crime scene. People started quoting her line, "You've been eating off pain," like it was a new diss track. But Jason? Oh, he wasn't folding. He came back with another clip the very next morning. Calm, smug, sipping iced coffee like a villain in a Gucci robe. "Sweetheart," he said, smiling into the camera, "this isn't Hollywood Unlocked, the Shade Saga. This is journalism. If you didn't leak it, find out who did. But don't shoot the messenger." And boom, round 2 began. At this point, the entire internet had front row seats. Hashtags were born. Hashtag Jason vs Chrisean, hashtag baby leak drama, and, of course, hashtag Hollywood Unlocked exposed. Podcasts jumped on it. Twitter or X, if you're still pretending, turned into a gladiator pit. Even celebrities started peeking in from the sidelines like, "Phew, glad it's not me this week." Charlemagne the God called it the pettiest PR disaster of the year. Cardi B subtweeted something cryptic. "Grown folks need to stop talking about other people's kids," and Blueface. He couldn't resist. He tweeted, "Jason Lee need to worry about his own Hollywood Unlocks. She already unlocked enough drama for both of us." The shade was nuclear, but behind all the chaos, there was a deeper tension brewing, something more dangerous than tweets and lives. Rumors started swirling that Chrisean was considering taking legal action against whoever leaked the info. And you better believe Jason Lee's name was on that speculation list. One fan tweeted, "If she sues, Jason better call his lawyer and his therapist." But this was about more than a lawsuit. This was about control of the narrative, control of the image, and control of who gets to profit off the pain. Jason Lee had the microphone, but Chrisean had the sympathy of a fanbase that thrives on loyalty and chaos in equal measure. And when those two worlds collide, the media and the madness, it's never quiet. By the end of the night, Jason dropped a bombshell of his own. He revealed a source had confirmed that certain people in Chrisean's team were negotiating exclusives with blogs before the story went public. Translation: someone may have sold the info. That revelation made things 10 times worse. The internet didn't know who to believe anymore. Was Jason the whistleblower or the villain? Was Chrisean the victim or the mastermind? Nobody knew, and that uncertainty became the gasoline that kept this fire burning. Meanwhile, Zeus Network's producers were allegedly scrambling behind the scenes, calling emergency meetings, probably screaming, "Get cameras rolling." Because let's face it, controversy is currency. But the thing about Jason Lee, he's not just reporting the story. He is the story. And when Chrisean realized that, she went from reactive to strategic, plotting something even the king of gossip couldn't spin. And what happened next? It didn't just shift the narrative, it flipped the entire internet upside down. If the internet was already on fire, part 2 was the gasoline. Jason Lee had poked the most unpredictable bear in Hollywood, and that bear wears lashes, diamond chains, and a God's Child hoodie. Chrisean Rock wasn't just mad, she was strategic mad. You know that rare, dangerous silence that comes before a storm? Yeah, that's where she was. After Jason's source allegations about her team selling info, Chrisean went radio silent for 24 hours, a full day that felt like a year in gossip time. Everyone was refreshing her profile like stock traders watching Bitcoin drop. TMZ, Hollywood Unlocked, even the Shadowroom were whispering, "What's she planning?" Because when Chrisean doesn't talk, something's definitely cooking. Then boom. At M, she dropped a clip that shook the algorithm out of its sleep. A simple caption, "Since you wanna talk, let's talk." The video opened with a slow zoom on her phone screen, a message thread allegedly between her and someone on Jason Lee's own team. The texts hinted that they reached out to her first, fishing for details before the leak even hit. One line read, "We already heard something's up with JRB, can you confirm?" The internet exploded like a Marvel trailer drop. Within minutes, #JasonLeeExposed was trending. People accused him of playing both sides, pretending to protect JRB while allegedly trying to monetize the situation. The hypocrisy was juicier than a Thanksgiving plate. Jason, of course, didn't take that quietly. He fired back on Twitter, "Sorry, X writing, screenshots can be edited, sweetheart. You can't expose me with fake receipts. Try harder. Q Digital Chaos 2.0, every blog, every gossip YouTuber, every internet cousin who ever uploaded a reaction video went full FBI mode. Side-by-side comparisons, metadata analysis, even voice analysis. Someone uploaded a breakdown video titled Jason Lee vs. Chrisean. Who's the real snake? That hit 2 million views in 6 hours. Meanwhile, the memes were pure art. One showed Jason holding a microphone like a weapon with the caption, "When spilling tea becomes a contact sport." Another had Chrisean with boxing gloves facing a laptop that read Hollywood Unlocked. Twitter, or whatever Elon's calling it this week, had officially turned into a celebrity battlefield. But things took a darker turn when a podcast host named Lola Looks claimed she had exclusive DMs, proving Jason's team did try to buy the medical story before it went public. Lola posted a blurred-out screenshot that read, "We can offer compensation if the info checks out, confidentiality guaranteed." Boom. Mic drop. Internet meltdown. Now, whether that DM was real or not didn't even matter, the narrative had shifted. Jason Lee, the self-proclaimed gatekeeper of celebrity truth, was being painted as the villain in his own tabloid empire. Fans started calling him Jason TMZ Lee, accusing him of crossing the same ethical lines he once dragged others for, and just like that, the hunter became the hunted. Jason jumped back on his livestream, visibly frustrated. "First of all," he said, pacing dramatically like he was in a courtroom, "I don't need to buy stories. People send me information because I'm trusted. I protect my sources." The irony nearly broke the internet. Protecting sources? The man was literally being accused of leaking a baby's medical info. Meanwhile, Chrisean was basking in the chaos like a PR phoenix. She wasn't crying this time. She was glowing. "God got me," she tweeted. And he exposing every fake person one by one. She even added a little microphone emoji for flair. Within minutes, the tweet hit 1 million views. The fan army, the Rock Nation, went nuclear. They started mass reporting Jason's posts, demanding he apologize publicly. One viral tweet said, "We don't need Hollywood Unlocked, we got Chrisean Unfiltered." Others began tagging advertisers, calling for boycotts, treating it like a full-blown cancel campaign, and when Jason tried to downplay it, posting, "This is all for attention," Chrisean went live again, flipping the internet upside down. "Attention?" she scoffed. "You've been using attention as rent money since 2016. Don't play with me." The chat went insane. Donations flooded in. Viewers spammed laughing emojis while Jason's name trended again, this time with the hashtag #RentMoneyReporter.by. That night, it wasn't just about gossip, it was about credibility. Hollywood Unlocked's entire brand was being dragged through the mud. Industry peers started whispering about Jason's ego problem. Some celebs unfollowed him quietly. Meanwhile, others including Natalie Nunn and Chrissy Batty jumped in with their own hot takes. Natalie said, "Jason always picking on girls he think can't clap back. Chrisean's not that girl." Chrissy added, "This what happens when messy meets messier." Even the mainstream news caught wind. Entertainment Tonight ran a piece titled "Jason Lee Faces Backlash After Chrisean Rock Feud Turns Ugly." When ED covers your drama, baby, it's officially out of the streets and into history. Then came the receipts. Nobody expected a voice memo leak. Some anonymous account posted audio allegedly of Jason on a call with a blog contact saying, "If she doesn't speak soon, we'll make the story bigger." The internet lost its collective mind. Was it real? AI? Who cared? It sounded like him, and that was enough. Jason called it fabricated. But perception is everything, and the perception was brutal. Overnight, Chrisean went from chaotic mama to media target. while Jason's reputation started cracking like old iPhone glass. And here's where the drama hit cinematic levels. Just when everyone assumed Jason would double down, he posted a single photo, him sitting in front of a microphone, hands clasped, with the caption, "The truth will speak." The caption alone sent shockwaves. People predicted he'd drop a bombshell expose. The next morning, he went live again. Calm, poised, dangerous. He said, "You can't cancel someone who built their career on being uncancelable." He paused. "But since y'all wanna know the truth, let's talk about who really leaked that baby's info." The internet froze. Chat rooms exploded. "He's about to name names." People screamed in comments. Jason leaned closer to the mic and said, "It wasn't me. It wasn't my team. But I know exactly who it was," and that's when he dropped the bomb. He claimed the leak came from someone in Chrisean's management circle. He didn't say names, but he gave enough hints that fans started playing detective faster than FBI interns. Within hours, multiple names were trending. People pointing fingers, dropping fake evidence, and spinning conspiracies that could fill a 10-part docuseries. But here's the kicker. Instead of panicking, Chrisean laughed. She tweeted, "That's cute. Keep guessing." 3 words, infinite chaos. The public couldn't tell if she was bluffing or plotting. And that's what made it even better, because everyone knew something bigger was about to hit. Jason thought he was ending the feud with truth. But what came next would flip the narrative again. And prove that in the game of clout no one stays king for long. Just when you thought the chaos had finally hit its peak, boom. The whole story took a turn so twisted it made Zeus Network storylines look like bedtime fairy tales. Jason Lee thought he had control of the narrative, sitting pretty on his throne of microphones, sipping drama like champagne, but Chrisean wasn't done. Oh no! She had one more card to play, and baby, she played it like a queen in war mode. The next morning, while Jason's team was busy cleaning up misinformation, Chrisean went nuclear again. She posted a 4-minute video titled, "Jason, let's be real." No background music, no glitz, just raw, unfiltered, emotionally charged truth. She looked straight into the camera and said, "You call yourself the truth teller, but you out here spreading lies for clicks. You think you control this narrative, but the people already see through you." Then she hit play on her phone and boom, audio clips rolled. The kind of audio that can end careers, ruin reputations, and make lawyers rich. It was allegedly a conversation between Jason's assistant and a known blogger, discussing how to spin the story for engagement. One line sent chills down the internet's spine. "It's messy, but messy sells." That line alone turned Jason's empire into a circus fire. Within minutes, "Messy sells" was trending. People started flooding his Instagram with clown emojis and comments like, "So this what journalism looks like now?" The same man who prided himself on telling the truth no matter who it hurts had apparently been caught doing the exact thing he condemned. Jason's reaction? Classic Jason: deflect and deny. He went live, pacing in his signature oversized sunglasses and dramatic sighs, saying, "I don't know what y'all talking about. But if she wants to play with my name, I'll play with hers." His voice cracked mid-sentence, and the internet caught it. Instant meme. Caption: "When your own tea burns your tongue." Meanwhile, Chrisean's followers skyrocketed overnight. The sympathy she lost after her past meltdowns fully restored. Fans started calling this her media redemption arc. The once tarnished reality star had transformed into a symbol of defiance, the underdog who stood up to the gossip giant. One viral post read, "They tried to destroy her with exposure, and she used exposure to destroy them back." Iconic behavior. But just when people started celebrating her victory, the plot got even thicker. A former Hollywood Unlocked intern, yes, an intern decided to spill some piping hot tea of their own. They dropped a TikTok saying, "Let's not act like Jason Lee doesn't pre-plan exclusive leaks. It's literally part of the brand strategy." And then boom, screenshots of old internal group chats surfaced, showing Jason's team allegedly coordinating timed drops for maximum engagement. The internet went feral. Suddenly, Jason Lee wasn't just a loudmouth with opinions, he was allegedly a full-blown puppet master. Blogs started turning on him. The Jason Lee leak machine became a running headline. Even fellow media hosts who once kissed the ring started distancing themselves faster than you could say lawsuit. And here's where it got poetic, because while Jason's credibility was crumbling, Chrisean was finally calm. For once, she wasn't reacting, she was winning. She posted a photo with JRB captioned, "The only truth that matters, no shade, no clapback." Just a subtle flex that screamed peace and power at the same time. The public ate it up. Even critics had to admit she'd handled this chapter like a pro. Gone was the unfiltered fighter throwing punches on lives. In her place stood a mother who'd taken back control of her story. Meanwhile, Jason tried to recover the narrative. He posted a lengthy notes app apology that read like a press release from someone forced by their PR team. "I never intended to disrespect any mother or child," it said. "My goal has always been transparency, but fans weren't buying it." Comments rolled in like digital pitchforks. "Transparency? More like transaction. You got exposed, be your own playbook, Jason." The final blow came when sponsors began quietly backing away. One entertainment brand that had partnered with Hollywood Unlocked posted a vague statement about reevaluating media partnerships. Translation: "You're radioactive now, buddy." And in the grand irony of internet justice, Jason, the man who built his empire on exposing others, suddenly became the exposed one. Old feuds reignited, old clips resurfaced. Cardi B stans brought back that viral Jason Lee vs. Queen Bey debacle from years ago, tweeting, "History repeats itself, just messier this time." Even the Breakfast Club joined the pile-on. Charlemagne joked, "Jason Lee gotta unlock some humility." DJ Envy added, "That door been open too long, close it before more secrets fall out." Jason tried to laugh it off, but it was clear the tide had turned. The man who used to break stories now was the story. The internet wasn't talking about Chrisean anymore, they were dissecting Jason's downfall like a viral autopsy. And here's the wildest part: through all the chaos, Chrisean didn't gloat. She didn't rub it in. Instead, she dropped a cryptic tweet. "God don't sleep. 6 characters, infinite impact." The internet went silent. Even Jason didn't respond. That one line felt like the period at the end of a long, chaotic sentence. By the end of the week, Chrisean had reclaimed her peace, her fans, and her reputation, all while Jason's media empire sat smoking in the ruins of its own exposure. But let's not pretend this is the end, because in the fame economy, silence is just the prelude to the next storm. And you know Jason's not going to vanish quietly. Somewhere out there, he's probably drafting his exclusive tell-all, because in this digital battlefield, nobody ever really loses, they just reload. And if this saga proved anything, it's that you can't fight Chrisean Rock with gossip, you'll end up fighting God, her fans, and the entire algorithm. Jason Lee learned the hard way in the age of viral revenge. The truth doesn't just come out, it drags you by your hashtags, and when the next scandal hits, and trust me, it's coming, the only question will be, who's next on the chopping block? Because fame doesn't heal, it hungers. And there you have it, Jason Lee vs. Chrisean Rock. The internet war no one saw coming, but everyone needed. What started as just another gossip leak turned into a full-blown media massacre that exposed the dark side of celebrity journalism, influencer ego, and weaponized Wi-Fi. Jason tried to play puppet master, but Chrisean flipped the script like it was a Zeus reunion. Now his empire's in ashes, and she's walking out holding the crown and the baby. But let's be real, this story ain't over. You think Jason's gonna stay quiet? Please. Man's probably already writing a tell-all you didn't ask for as we speak. The question is, who's next? Because in this world of filters, fake news, and fame addictions, nobody's safe. Not the bloggers. Not the rappers. Not even the baby daddies. So, what do you think? Was Jason out of line for calling Chrisean out? Or was she wrong for blasting him back with those nuclear-level receipts? Drop your take in the comments, because I know y'all got opinions louder than Chrisean on live. And before you go, smash that like button like it owes you child support, hit subscribe, and turn those notifications on, because here at Fame Ripple, we don't just report the drama, we ride the waves. Stay tuned, stay messy, and remember, in the world of fame and leaks, Today's villain is tomorrow's victim, and the receipts? They never expire. This is Fame Ripple, where secrets scream, scandals sell, and the truth always shows up fashionably late.